Hi Park Hill families, parents, and students. I just wanted to go ahead and show you how to access your math tests after you've completed them to see all of your submissions. So keep in mind up here on the practice tab is where you pull up the pre-made lessons that the teachers use. So if your child is sick, they can access these from home. The to-do list again would be where their homework would be at, but the done is where your finished or completed homework or completed test would be. I'm going to go ahead and click on the done category. And then notice here we've got some homework scores, the dates they were taken, and we've also got chances to try again on homework. I want to point that out. And then there's also a spot to view submission. Here's what this says. It says view submission on the topic 1 test. So I'm going to go ahead and click on view submission. And now once I'm on the view submission page, notice here that over on the left you can actually click on this link. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Shows the date and time in which the student took it and the grade they received. I'm going to go ahead and click on this link. And notice here now that we can go through every one of their scores. Shows them the number and the question, and if you want to see the entire thing, you're going to want to click on review full activity. Again, it says review full activity. I'm going to click here. It shows the amount of points that the student got on every single question, along with how long it took the student to actually solve that particular problem. So this is a neat piece. If you might see that your child only spent, maybe 15 seconds on a question, well, that would indicate that maybe they were just guessing, they didn't really know the answer, they're going through it too fast and not putting forth their best effort. So I'm going to go ahead and click on review full activity. And after you've clicked on review full activity, you'll get the actual test that the student took. I mean, question for question, what they chose. If there's green check marks up here, you can see this one has a green check mark. That means it was answered correctly. In order to retake, which is a lot of students are asking about, they are going to need to kind of show me what they did wrong and what they learned on the ones they got wrong. So obviously this student 1, 2, 3, and 4, they actually knew exactly what they were doing. I'm going to jump all the way to question 5 here. Again, you can click on any of these. I'm just going to click on question 5. And here it shows, if you hover over this particular student chose answer C, said to place the parentheses around 9y, when in fact the correct answer should have been D with the green star, that the parentheses should have been around 27 minus 9y. Now, to prove to me how they've learned this, if they still don't know why this is the correct answer and they're struggling, it's really great. They can click Help Me Solve This. And this Help Me Solve This button will pop this window up and go through the exact problem. Notice the 27 minus 9y times 3 is the original problem. And then here it says, think about the process. How can you use parentheses to change the expression 27 minus 9y times 3 so that is a product of two terms? This window will help the student figure out what they did wrong. And if they're not exactly sure how to do this, they can click continue, and it'll walk through and give them little helpful hints and questions like what mathematical operation does product mean, and obviously product means to multiply. So they can click multiply and check answer, and that might have just maybe helped solve what they did wrong on the original test. And then they can continue. If they're still not getting it, you can use parentheses to group terms in an expression to act as one term. You hit continue. And again, it asks them how to do that, how to go about that. So once the child is done with this, and the student has learned their mistake, they can go ahead and hit close. And again, in order to retake, they have to go through all the ones with the red X's, even if it's a partial red X. So this one's partial credit. So you'll go through all of those, and the child will have to prove to me what they've learned, so when they retake, they don't make that same mistake. And now you might be asking me, how would the child go about to reflect upon their submitted tests? I was thinking something as simple as a possible T-chart, just showing me the question that they got wrong over here on the left, That's what you would put there. And then over on the right, they could type in what they learned. And if they're not familiar with Smart Notebook, because that's what I'm using now, they could just do this on paper and pencil. So they would say they got question number 5 wrong, and they can put in their wrong answer. Though they can say, I forgot to multiply. And then, the thing that they learned could be something as simple as, next time I'm going to double check my work, or something along those lines, or I forgot to use parentheses correctly, or whatever the case may be on that particular assessment. So I hope this was helpful in explaining how to go about retaking an assessment, because if you want to retake, you got to prove to me what you did wrong. And once that process has been completed, then that student will get to retake a very similar test. In fact, it'll be the exact same learning goals, only it'll be different values. I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much.